mean, a lot of business people always say, I started so many businesses, so many companies, and I flopped along the way.
Right.
How's your journey been? I mean, how many companies have you had?
Spot on. Yeah, there's been sure. I can't. Gee, I can't count. There's a lot. There's a lot of companies that have started and failed.
Yeah.
I think it's part of the entrepreneurial journey, right?
Mm.
If anybody says I started a business and it succeeded, they either very, very lucky or they're not telling the full truth.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the key learnings are in the failings, right?
Yeah.
If I look at, interestingly enough, if I look at Africa Business Excellence now, it has components of some of the things that I did in the past that some didn't work, some did work, and it's a confluence of it. So failure, yeah, I failed a lot. Painful journey, a lot of setbacks, a lot of sleepless nights. But one thing I really learned was, going back to tying your life to a purpose, is that if you're not participating in a business or creating an enterprise that is purpose driven, you won't go the long route.
Yeah.
Because your purpose is what's going to keep you going even during the hard times, right?
True.
So if you're there to make a quick buck, trust me, you're not going to cut it. You're going to start this business and fail and not want to try again.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's purpose driven, if it's a problem you want to solve or a need you want to meet, that's going to keep you going through the hard times. So yeah, I failed a lot, many times. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And they just keep rising up all the time.
Yeah, well, again, back to the point of the purpose. Remember, business is always going to be iteration, right? It's not a straight line. I think the fallacy that happens is you pick up somebody's biography and you read their journey, right?
Yeah.
They don't tell you about the failures,
No.
or they don't dwell a lot on the failures. You know?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
almost like they did this and then boom, one day it happened. But that's not how it in real life how it actually goes. You fail a lot, you get back up, you learn from your mistakes, you iterate, and you have to learn to be flexible. Sometimes we can be so committed to a wrong idea
Yeah.
that you can suffer for a very long time because you just didn't want to change. You weren't flexible enough to say, well, let me reiterate, let me look at it from this perspective. And then again, getting feedback.
Yeah.
Right? Your biggest judge, as it were, is the market.
Yeah.
Right? So the market is going to tell you yay or nay. Irrespective of what your personal sentiments might be, the market is either going to support you by purchasing your product or service,
Yeah.
or they're going to say no.
Yeah.
I had a lot of beatings in failure. Go put your tail behind your legs,
Yeah.
learn the lessons, and then come back and swing the bat again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, just in some of our opening comments, I wanted to find out, I spoke about two things. One, I know you've got an interest and a background of media as well. One is a business person getting involved in the issue of getting involved in politics. We've seen how Elon Musk is now, these billionaires have now joined the Trump train. And they are now ministers or they are responsible in government and they are making massive changes in government. What are your thoughts about business people getting involved in the likes of politics?
It's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
It's a naughty question, but I'll give it sort of my best shot.
Yeah.
I'm of the view that business owners, entrepreneurs should be more focused on solving problems. Now, the question goes a begging is them solving problems in the public sector welcomed or not? I think it should be. However, I think the problem is when it has political nuances, right, where it becomes the issue. Because if your true focus is to solve a problem, whether it be public or private, your focus is around solving that problem.
Yeah.
But if you get marred in the politics, I think that's where it becomes a bit of an issue. We know the likes of Mr. Musk. I mean, he's got some very influential enterprises, more so Twitter, right?
Yeah.
It's highly beneficial for him to have such a big megaphone, but at the same time, he's got to be responsible with it. So yeah, I think in that sense, being too close to political activities can be a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But if it's there to solve problems, by all means.
Yeah, absolutely.